on, y'all? Welcome back to my world. It's World Paz here with a review. Yes, a review video for y'all today. I know these are rare lately. Anyways, yes, we are here for another review video. It is going to be a review on Blue Exorcist Season 3. And hopefully this could encourage y'all to tune into it, despite how you feel about the first two seasons, because me personally, I feel like this has been the best season of Blue Exorcist so far. Let's get into it. Season 3 for Blue Exorcist is a great watch for people looking for a reason to get back into it. I don't know if I'm the only one that felt this way about Season 2, but it felt a little dry, it felt a little lackluster, and I just wasn't as engaged as I was in Season 1. And I was a big fan of Season 1. I really enjoyed it. I loved the characters, I loved the setting, and I liked the looming plot that, you know, it was kind of basic in a sense on the surface level until you really started to piece together the plot that was happening in the background. It was really nice because obviously you got Mephisto, this character who's super shady, and behind most of these weird happenings, whether for good or for worse, he's behind a lot of shady stuff. But he's not really a bad guy. So I feel like he was one of my favorite characters in Season 1. Maybe his not really absence, but lack of presence in Season 2 affected that. But honestly, I read one of the comments on one of my reaction videos, and I believe they were saying that because of, well, in response to me thinking that Season 2 is kind of lackluster, they were saying that Season 1 kind of we were supposed to get Season 2 at the end of Season 1 basically, but the pacing was a little bit off. The ending of Season 1, it was cool, but it was anime only. I remember that being an anime only ending. And Season 2 seemed to have that's probably the reason why Season 2 dragged. But regardless, Season 3, hopefully for whatever reason, if y'all have fallen off of Blue Exorcist, Season 3 can get you back on board, because the season has a very good character development, character-centric plot, and it dives into the side characters a little bit. I know Season 2 dove into Bond's backstory, and the monks and all that. That was probably the only saving grace. The only thing I kind of remember is with Bond's dad and the three friends, Shima, Bond, Konakomaru, all being from that one area. It was really nice to see. But this season we dive into a little bit of Yukio. Probably near that later half. We get into a huge chunk of Izumo. She's probably the character we focus on the most this season, and we also get into a little bit of Shima, and we also get some new characters as well. We dive into the dynamic between Rin and Shamey a little bit. There's a lot of good stuff happening in this season, but it starts with some school shenanigans at True Cross, probably the first 2 episodes, but it really just sets the groundwork for how each character can develop further. Konakomaru kind of calls out everybody for their shortcomings. Rin, you're always wanting to take lead. We need to have you as our X Factor. You can't just be going in all the time. Bon, I feel like you need to just man, I forgot. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot most of what he said. I remember that Rin part. I remember he was just calling everybody out for, these are our weaknesses. We need to work together as a team at the beginning. So that really, sets the tone for okay, these characters have a lot to work on still. And they finally gotten to a point where they can communicate that to each other, which is really fire. I really enjoyed that part of it. We get a very tiny bit of a look into Mephisto's abilities, but that's not. It's short-lived. I heard in the manga it's a lot more extensive. So if you're interested in that, I might even go take a look at the manga for that specific part. But they cut it in the anime. It was a lot shorter. But it was still cool to see, because it was Mephisto is still that much higher in rank and level, obviously, than Rin is. And yeah, Rin is completely aware of the fact that Mephisto's shady, that he's been behind a lot of some shady stuff that's been happening, some things that they can't really explain. So he's aware. I would say this arc develops mainly on the development of Izumo, like I mentioned before, and her backstory, which is actually a very, very tragic backstory, but a beautiful development. It's definitely worth diving into. And we again, like I mentioned, we get little tidbits of other characters, and I think that's one thing I really like about this season. Probably not just the season, but the series as a whole, is that they have Rin and Yukio, right? Probably the two main characters, main protagonists, but they very much explore the setting that they're in and the characters that fill this setting. I really love. I forgot what the name of where they go to school is. I know it's True Cross, but like the overarching world that they're in, it's one of the best. Like, it's so visually appealing to me. Like, just all the stacked houses, True Cross, all the way up top, the bridges and the water, like all connecting. It's so fire to me. I love it. But I lost my train of thought. We get introduced to another group in this season called the Illuminati, and they oppose the True Cross and their ideals, their beliefs, their drives, and they're led by a new big bad called Lucifer. If y'all don't know, y'all are just gonna have to check it out. That's all I'm saying about that. I wasn't expecting a new group to pop up. I had a feeling. I kind of forgot about the Illuminati. I remember that one dude that they were chasing in season 2 had some connections to him, and I think they foreshadowed that, but it had completely left my mind, and it actually really was a good surprise to see in this arc, because they really make themselves known in a special way. Once you get into like maybe 3 or 4 episodes deep, it's very close. And I would say that you get a lot of fresh ideas with this story. I would say it's like a breath of fresh air, mainly because there's a lot of things in season 2 I personally forgot. So if the same is with you, it'll remind you of stuff that happened in season 2 for sure. Like, I had forgotten the name of the dude they were chasing. I still haven't remembered, but they do mention it in the story. They do mention the entire the impure demon king's eye, or impure something impure king. You know, I remember that much about season 2. But it is a breath of fresh air, and does kind of remind you of things that happened in the past. Along with Izumo, we do get, you know, like I mentioned before, we get some Shamey and Rin development. It's really, really solid development. Although Shamey X Rin fans, watch season 3. Watch season 3. It's really good. Like, it's an important dynamic that they kind of like visit before the whole Izumo stuff gets into play. At least for me, I really enjoy seeing the romantic dynamic between characters, especially in anime where romance isn't the main thing. It's just an accompanying, like, no, it's the frosting on the cake a little bit, at least for me. It's been just really, really good so far. I really haven't had anything bad to say about the show, besides maybe the animation. The movement could have been better, but a lot of the scenes, it looks like they adapted panel for panel. The art was really nice. It was beautiful. There were some scenes where the animation looked really good, actually, but it was standard animation, I would say. But we do get a lot of Shima as well. We get some Shima backstory, and we dive into a little bit about what he's about. He becomes an important plot piece for this specific season and probably going forward. But you know, it's a turning point for a lot of characters in this season, new development wise, and this just, I guess the theme, the word for this season is development. There's a lot of development. There's a lot to watch continue to grow. And it's just nice to see. It's nice to see, you know, if you ever watch a story, you want to see development with your characters. And the plot isn't all too complicated. It's interesting enough to be like, I want to know more about what's going on, because there's more questions that pop up. You know, there's these, I forgot, paladins. I still don't know a lot about the paladins, like that one dude with the sword and the dude with the bucket hat, like that. They appear in the beginning. I still don't know too much about them, but they do intrigue me. Lots of emotions, a very emotional season, I will say. Very emotional. If y'all are into emotional stuff, this is your season. I'm telling you, this is partly why it got me back into it, because character development, lots of emotion, like soundtrack, great soundtrack returns. Hiroyuki Sawano, if y'all don't know. And it's just a great time with the characters. The good times you get with the characters are, like, the dynamic is unmatchable. I love it so much. If you take anything away from this review, I'd say the development with Izumo and her backstory alone is worth watching this season for. It's one thing, like I said, I just want to continue to reiterate, Blue Exorcist does best is develop their characters and dive into their backstories. And Izumo is definitely worth just, take anything else away from this. Everything else, you could disagree with everything I said. Izumo's backstory is fire. Please give it a chance. The art was really solid. And again, I said the animation was pretty average. But they definitely did amp up when they needed to during important moments. So only downside I would say to the season, makes sense to me because he's supposed to be a downside, is Gedouin, a specific character. You'll know him when you see him. Grinds my gears. Ugly, nasty, evil, fat, looks like Trump. Sorry, too far. Just a very punchable looking face, but he's supposed to be all those things. To wrap it up, without spoiling too much, I would like to say, if you fell off of Blue Exorcist or are on the fence about watching season 3, I'd say it's definitely worth the watch. Even if you're not a Blue Exorcist fan or you're just watching the series, I would recommend starting from the beginning. Maybe take a peek at season 3. I don't know if I'd suggest season 3 to start for anybody new with the series. I did react to Blue Exorcist, I think, with my friends when they came over here, and they enjoyed it, not knowing what's going on. So maybe you can do the same. Watch one episode of season 3 and be like, maybe I could rock with this, and then catch up to where you watched from. But overall, I'm going to give this season of Blue Exorcist season 3, the Shimane Illuminati Saga, an 8 out of 10. Yes, 8 out of 10. If you want my rankings for season 1 and season 2, I'd probably give like a 4 or a 5. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Blue Exorcist fans. But I know we were probably supposed to get that story in season 1, and season 3 was probably supposed to be season 2. Stuff happens. Season 1, I'd probably give a 7.5. Just because I remember everything up until maybe the last few episodes. But I actually this, no joke, this is my favorite season of Blue Exorcist, and I'm very excited to react to it again from October when the next season comes out. I don't know if it's part 2 of season 3 or if it's a new season, but we are definitely getting more new Blue Exorcist anime episodes in October. So hopefully y'all could agree with what I said. Go check the anime out for yourself. You can watch it on, I was gonna say YouTube. No, you can't watch anime on YouTube anymore. Not in parts like we used to. You can go watch it on Crunchyroll. You can probably go watch it on Hulu. And honestly, you can probably watch it on Prime Video too. I gotta start researching where you can watch the anime. So when I recommend it to y'all or when I review it, y'all can go and check it out for yourself. So if you guys do go and check it out, please come back to the comments. Let me know how you enjoyed it. Let me know if I was spot on. If you disagree, if you agree. Thank you guys for all the support. That's gonna be our first review back in a while. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. I will be trying to get out more reviews out since the winter season just ended and we're heading into spring. But I will do my best to edit these and get these out to you. So much love. Hopefully y'all enjoy my reviews and reactions, and I will be back with more reviews coming soon. So make sure y'all remember to drink enough water, eat enough, and rest. Take care of personal hygiene. Cannot be the best version of ourselves and spread our positive energy throughout the world without first taking care of ourselves. This has been World Pass, and I'm a peace out.